So we're back above the previous all-time high. We're above the value area high, according to this. Let me just see what the volume is like now. Where would I do it from? Maybe here. Maybe from this candle that came up. Let's see if there's any changes. Any changes? Not really. Value area low is up a little bit. Point of control is up slightly by a fraction. Value area high is, oh, look at that. Yeah. Value area high has actually moved up. And the price is now still above the value high, just underneath the all-time high, above the previous all-time high. Previous one I'm referring to is from the last bull market. I'm not marking out these local all-time highs. I'm looking at the historic all-time high. Let's bring it down a little bit. Okay, perfect. We have a high volume node here. If you can see the volume profile on this range, we have a nice high volume node there. And then we have a high volume node lower down where the value area low is. I'm going to mark off this high volume node. It's at the daily level, but still relevant. Okay. So each one will act as its own confluence. The daily level will act as its own level, and the high volume node. Good morning, Sebastian Regoza. Let's go, first one. Welcome. All right, so it's looking bullish as always. I've been saying it's been bullish for a long time, and it's still looking bullish. Will I be looking to take a short? Yes, I will be. But if I do take this short on a swing failure, as I planned, it will be a scalp. Just bear that in mind. It's not going to be some kind of crazy swing short. And because it's very speculative, shorting in this price action is extremely speculative. It's going to be a scalp, and I'm not going to go crazy with the shorting at all. If anything, I use this as an opportunity to practice. Yeah, and it's always good to practice. Everyone needs to practice because that's how you keep your skills sharp. Yeah, so everyone should really, even if you have a very, very, very small account, could be a couple of dollars, could be a few dollars, could be $100, could be whatever, really. It's very good practice to short when you see some kind of major swing failure on a key level. Good, really good practice to short, a really good practice to take profit. I think everyone should try it, but you shouldn't do it with your main account, your investment account. And you should, if you're trading, then you should have a separate trading account just for trading. I think the best way to trade is to use inverse perpetuals on BTC, personally, but everyone has their own preferences. I mean, now I think potentially this long is out of the question. It was a dream. Let me get rid of it. Let me just hide these quickly. Let's see if we can get rid of that. No brush stroke. Get rid of that. Okay. Just quickly having a look at the daily candle, just to see what it looks like. Okay, yesterday's daily candle was it was a good candle, to be honest with you. It was a bullish candle. We closed above this daily level. Can you see this? So I have this daily level marked from here. and the price on this candle couldn't close above it. It wicked above, couldn't close above it. The next candle, which was yesterday's candle, managed to close above it, and now with the current daily candle we've come back into the daily level, you see here, and we've pushed away from the daily level. So it looks like this daily level is acting as some kind of resistance and support line. We have volume here at the same location. So if the price does retrace, there will probably be some kind of support here. Let me get rid of this now. See what else is there. There's that lower daily level. So this lower daily level is still untapped. So you can see the price hasn't traded through this level yet. So that's a very relevant liquidity level. And you have one lower down here as well. So let me just mark that off. That's just underneath the value area low. And you have one down here as well. So you have quite strong liquidity levels that are untapped, which potentially will act as support, because that's where people will place their limit orders. If you're looking to put limit orders in, that's what we put. My apologies. This wick came down and it cleared those levels. So let me just clear them actually. You see this wick came down, it cleared those levels. Okay. Apologies, I missed that wick. So actually there's only one untapped one. Okay. The weekly candle is about to close today. Let me have a look at the weekly candle. Oh, that's looking really bullish. If the weekly candle closes above the previous all-time high, I mean, that's powerful, isn't it? That's a really strong close. Look at the volume, increasing prices. That's exactly what you want to see. As the price moves up, you want to see increasing volume. Look at that volume. This monthly candle is looking good. Everything's looking good at the moment. Let me just have a look at, sometimes I look at these 2 days candles as well to see what they say. It's like a 2-day liquidity level there, just in point of control. Let me have a look at the 3-day candles. So the 3-day candle closed yesterday. So this 3-day candle is a fresh candle. It closed in the wick, and now we're trading above that wick. Okay. Now you can see on the 3-day candle we have decreasing volume. Do you see that? So even though on the higher time frame we have increasing volume, on the 3-day candle we have decreasing volume, increasing prices. Okay. You could, there's potentially room for a pullback. All right, let me go to the local time frame now again. I'll go to the 30-minute chart. Okay. What am I seeing? Well, I'm seeing a continuation of this, potentially some kind of wedge, like a wedgy shape. It's not very clear. Don't know where you take it from. Probably the last 2 points. Could this go up and just hit that line? And Strong now. So that was too sharp. It was too sharp. Didn't really offer any kind of support here. It did a little bit. It kind of fell through and just went back up. There is a little bit of confluence there on these trend lines. You have the back of this trend line, and you have that trend line potentially. There's a little bit of kind of confluence up there, and then you could also potentially just take these 2 points. No, I don't like it. Probably here. Not great. All right. Yeah, I think on the higher time frame, I'm seeing bullish divergences on exo charts. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you exo charts. So I'm going to show you the order flow, and I'm going to explain what it means. People don't need to understand it, but I'm going to explain it, so you don't need to understand it. I'll just explain it for you. Did that show? There you go. So this is the order flow on exo charts. This is all the market data, and this is the price action. And so it's basically Chinese, unless you're from China. And then it's something else. But what I can see clearly, and zooming in, you see this yellow line here. It's going down, it's making lower lows, and the price is making higher lows. You see that? So the CVD, this is the CVD line, it's making higher lower lows here. So there's a lower low there, and then there's a little bit of divergence, and this is bullish. This is hidden bullish divergence on the CVD. It means that the market selling is being absorbed. Is being absorbed by much bigger limit longs. Okay, and so what's happening is that market sales are coming in because the CVD is going down, but the price isn't. The price is still staying up. So it's basically telling you that if you're shorting, you're going to get destroyed because you're going to get absorbed. You're getting absorbed. And so I can see some shorting coming in here. There's a short. There's some shorts coming in here. Some people are building some shorts in these higher prices. There's a big short there. Increasing OI, decreasing prices. That's a market sell. That's a market selling with increasing OI. That's telling you that's shorting. There's also shorting here as well, and longing, but there's also shorting. A little bit of shorting in this range, which is pushing down the CVD. And as you can see, the price isn't going down. All right, so people are shorting and their price isn't going down. So these shorts are market shorts. Market shorting should push the price down, especially if you don't have any orders, limit longs absorbing the price will come down. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing the shorts are getting absorbed. Okay, and I am seeing longing. Still people are longing in these highs. Does that mean the longs are going to get punished? It's possible. Okay, but right now I think it's very likely, just by looking at this price action, and you can actually see as the price is moving up, the open interest is moving up. On aggregate, the CVD is moving up, and the CVD is looking healthy. And then when the CVD goes down, the price is still going up. That's hidden bullish divergences, which is telling us that it's likely that we're probably going to see another all-time high today, probably. That's what it looks like to me. We're so close. We're only about $440 or so away from the all-time high. and I don't see any reason why we don't take out that that new all-time high that we've just developed in this last week. Okay, so that's the XO charts. There's nothing really more to see now. When we do take the XO charts, I'll be interested to see if we get another big short, because each time we've been making an all-time high, I've been seeing a lot of big shorts coming. This is a big long closing, and then it's followed up by a big short. Big short followed that. They took their profit as well. Okay, so we have to see what happens. I'll have to have a look at Binance as well, because that's where most of the volume is. I'm looking at Bybit at the moment, Bybit inverse perpetuals, but I think it's very important to look at Binance too, to see the data on Binance. Okay, and then also I'll be looking to see if there's a liquidation bubble. And that would be a really good signal to short if the price comes back underneath that all-time high that's been made. It's basically XO charts. It's looking bullish on XO charts. And pull it back to BTC. So with that bias, I am expecting this price to go and take out this high here, and then we'll have to see if there's a short on the table or not. No one can predict the future. No one knows if the price is gonna just suddenly squeeze up and continue, or if the price is going to reject. No one can predict that. Now, we'll know. We'll see today when it happens. Hopefully it will happen, and we'll see. I have this short idea which I drew from yesterday. It's still in play. There's no reason why I wouldn't short, but I just need to see a swing failure of this high, and then I can take the short. The short will be a very small short, not a big short. And then whatever the pivot high has been, the new all-time high has been put in, that will be my invalidation. And my take profit, well, the value area high has come up. That's the problem with shorting now, because you're basically shorting back into support. It's not going to be easy. Okay, so it's not going to be an easy short, to be honest with you, because you're shorting right back into support. I don't like doing that. I think the strategy here would be, you have a swing failure, you would short, you'd have your invalidation above the high. That's only if the price comes back underneath this swing failure level. And then if you suddenly see the price find support here, you'd probably close it, and you wouldn't care about the short anymore. You wouldn't even be bothered about profit. You wouldn't be trying to make that trade work if you suddenly saw the price come down and find support quickly on the value area high. I mean, the idea is that this value area high doesn't hold, and the price quickly comes back into the range, and that would be a good short to have. You'd be in a really good position for a short, and then you'd be looking to probably take profit off where it finds spot, probably somewhere here, this previous all-time high, or ideally all the way down to this high volume node. But you just have to keep an eye on it, because the price could shoot down like it has in the past, take this liquidity, hit that daily level, and then you're actually trying to take a long now. All right, you're looking to take a long, so straight from a short into a long. So it's done this before, where you get a big market sell and swing failure of the previous all-time high, the local all-time high, I mean, and then you get a big $1 billion short on Binance. It just squishes the price right down. You get a big long close, and then it cleans the liquidity from these lows here, invalidates all these late longs, and then the price goes right back up, and so you could potentially long that as well. And I think the place to do it will probably be this high volume node here, because you have a daily level there too. It's a high volume node, and I mean, if it did that, even though I've got this wider line, it'd be something like that, like this kind of tightening wedge. That's what I'm imagining right now, a tightening wedge. Now, I don't know how far, if we do get a sell-off, how far that liquidation will go and whether it will push this lower line that I've marked out. Okay, that would be, we don't know. Can't predict that. So potentially a short here and a long here. Clean up the liquidity from these lows, reset the funding rate, because at the moment the funding rate is bearish. I'll show you the funding rate now. Let me just put it up. Funding rate, BTC. It's good to have a look at the funding rate, and I don't know if people are familiar with what that means. I'll explain it quickly. Let me pull it up. Right. Actually, that's all of them. Let me have a look at the BTC one. I'll change my screen now. So, is that the right chart? It's rubbish. On the better page. Let's go to that one. Or coin glass. Let's go to coin glass. It's true. There it is. Is that it? Oh, this is the historic funding rate. Look at this one. I want to see all the exchanges. I usually just look at the BTC, the Bybit exchange, actually. They pretty much follow the same path. All right, let's just go to CoinBlast there. So you're looking at BTC, and so the default, the neutral funding rate is 0.01. 0.01. And you're looking at the BTC line, and you can see now that it's on Binance is 0.0797%, OKX is 0.08, Bybit is 0.1. So the neutral is 0.01. Okay, and at the moment most of the exchanges, in fact all of the exchanges, are showing quite bearish funding. Effectively what that means is every 8 hours leverage longs are paying this percentage in funding fees, okay, and leverage shorts are getting paid. So the longs pay, the shorts are getting paid. So it's effectively, it's encouraging people to short, because if they short, even though the price goes up, the negative balance in the price going up is offset by the funding. Okay, so if you have a short right now on Bybit, every 8 hours you're getting paid by Bybit 0.1027% of your position size. So even though the price is going up and you're in negative, potentially underwater in a negative position, you're getting paid. You're getting paid, and as long as you're building a short position, then it can actually prove quite profitable if you know what you're doing, and most people don't know what they're doing, so I don't recommend it. So it's just something to bear in mind. So right now the funding rate is extremely bearish, and also what it means is that if people have leverage longs from way down, from 15,000, and they might have some really big leverage longs, then the exchanges are basically telling them close your longs. It's time to close. The exchanges are driving the price somewhat, right? So because we're in bearish funding, you have to bear that in mind. And sometimes what you'll get is the price will go down, flush the leverage, and then the funding rate will reset, and it will just encourage people to start longing again. So you could argue that there's manipulation. It's indirect manipulation because the exchanges are directing the flow of traffic when it comes to buying and selling. So I've got these two local trading ideas in play. There's no swings right now. There's no swing shorts, and there's no longing. There's no swing longing because we're in the highs. We're at the all-time high. No one takes a swing long at the all-time high. That's ridiculous. So all of this that I'm contemplating right now is just local time frame scalping effectively. And I have said for a while that the range probably lasts longer than most people expect, and effectively we're range bound. It's just that right now the range keeps on growing bigger and expanding to the upwards direction. That's all that's happening right now. All right, so let me also, for my own sake, put in an alert here, so that if I get an alert, I'm going to take a long. SFP long BTC. Do that. So I've got two alerts now. I've got an alert for a short, I've got an alert for a long, and that's it. I'll just leave it. See what happens. Okay. That's basically my analysis of BTC for today. No, nothing really is happening except we're kind of grinding up and see what happens. All right. That's BTC. Any questions? Anyone?